Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chase from Burnoutinc, and I'm going to do a dual review of the new Neca Preator line. Right here we got Jungle Extraction Dutch, as portrayed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we have the Jungle Hunter Predator. By far this is my favorite version of the Predator, so I was really excited to see this at Hastings earlier today. So let's get the Predator and his prey out of the package.
Hey, Predator, get me out of this package. I need to be in the review so I can smoke on my cigar.
Here's both of our guys outside of the packaging, and from what I can tell, they're both awesome. I mean, holy crap, just looking at them, I want to give them perfect 10s already. But let's just go ahead and get into them. Let's start off with Dutch. This head scan is a very, very great likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, it looks perfectly like him. I love all the detail that they put into his goatee, his camouflage paint that's going across his face looks really cool. I think his eyes are off just a little bit, like one eye's looking a little bit over to the left too much, or, you know, maybe that's how he is and I just haven't noticed it, but I'm pretty certain they could have maybe centered that just a little bit more. And he's got his trademark little stubby cigar in there, which I'm not too big a fan of. You know, I kind of wish they would have maybe done a separate cigar and a fully closed mouth. That way you could just sort of pose it and make it look like he's smoking one, sort of like how they did with the Duke Nukem figure. I thought that was a cool idea. Let's see. This part of his coat and the vest, the vest and the coat are one piece altogether. But the coat can, like, you know, move around and stuff like that. So it is its own separate piece, and he has another shirt on underneath there. It looks kind of like a green tank top or a t-shirt. And the sleeves are, of course, molded on, so don't want to remove the coat, otherwise he's going to have a tank top with molded on sleeves, and they'll just look weird. He's got pretty cool little gloves, nicely detailed. And then he's got a little wristwatch right there. That's awesome. He's got a couple of belts going on there. He's got a gun holster here, which perfectly fits his handgun, and it's got a little peg in there that you can, you know, clip the strap over it so it'll stay there. And he's got an extra magazine pouch right there. Pretty cool. And it's a separate thing, so it can, you know, move around, which is cool because, you know, you got the strap here, but this can move around by itself just to help with posing and stuff. And then he's got another holster over here for his knife. Another black strap going across the leg. It's really awesome. Nicely detailed. Good camouflage print too. All this looks really clean. It's got some like dirt specks in there just to let you know he's been crawling around in the jungle. Very, very cool. And he's got this giant holster right there on his leg, which houses his machete. Of course, he throws this at a guy and then nails that awesome line. Stick around. Yeah, I can't really do a good Arnold. But, yeah, so the sculpt on this thing is absolutely amazing. My only couple complaints, aside from, you know, the cigar and the eye just looking a little bit weird, the grenades are just a little too small. And I remember seeing on someone, I think I saw on someone else's video that these were removable, but I actually tried, or I think they said it was removable, but I never saw them do it. I tried pulling on it, and they're not. I mean, see in there, it's stretching itself out, so you don't want to yank those things off of there. So that's my only real complaint, aside from those two issues on the face, where just these grenades were too small. Otherwise, this is an absolute perfect figure. It's amazingly detailed, and the articulation is really good too. Dutch's head can go 360 if you want it to. Look up and down really good. Feels like he's on a ball joint on his waist. Waist does go 360 as well. As far as I can tell, there's no diaphragm joint in there to where he does like his own separate ab crunch, but really, you really would want him to with all this gear on. His arms can go 360, they go in and out really well. He can bend at the elbow, and he can also rotate all the way too. So that's really cool. Oh, I got some paint chipping away in there. Nothing too bad. He does have articulation in the wrist, and he can rotate at the wrist all the way around. And he's got basically one hand here for, you know, holding the barrel of his gun, and then he's got a trigger hand right there on his right arm. See, his legs can go forward and out really easily. Gotta commend Neca on upping the scale on their articulation for these figures. I mean, I absolutely love it when they did this for, you know, Duke Nukem and a bunch of the other Predators. He bends here at the knee, and he can also swivel at the knee as well. It's a very cool, interesting looking joint. I'm used to the ones that you see from Mattel with their WWE figures with the double joints and stuff like that. But these ones are really cool. I like them a lot. I like that it doesn't really distract from the sculpt of the figure. It just hides the joint. That's really cool. Can rotate all the way here at the ankle, which is very, very interesting. I'm used to people like rotating at the boot. Oh, yeah, okay, wait. I thought that was a separate calf rotation. No, that's just the pivot, or the swivel on the knee. So yeah, you can rotate there, and it does go back and forth really, really easily. So yeah, it's got some great, great articulation. So let's go ahead and look at all of Dutch's accessories. He's got that machete right there. See if he can hold it in both hands. So he can't really hold it in the left hand, which is unfortunate. Should be able to do it with the right. So yeah, you can hold that machete with the right hand. Sweet. Go ahead and stick that back in the holster. Let's pull that out. And he's got his pistol right there. Very nicely detailed. I love the color tones that they chose for it. It's not just a solid pistol, you know, black or silver. You got the black handle with the black slider right there. Very cool. Nicely detailed too. It does look like it's been used. It's not all bright and shiny. Go ahead and stick that back in there. Let's see, he's also got a small little combat knife right there. Although, you know, real life, it's probably that Rambo-sized knife. Come on, Benny. Put the knife in me. Yeah, that's from Commando. Different franchise. His other accessory is this really badass M16 with a grenade launcher on the bottom. It's very, very nicely detailed. It's not just all a solid black. You can tell that there's some wear and tear on it. And I believe Dutch's gun in the movie looked very, very similar to this. And I just love that detail that they actually put, you know, the silver chip marks and stuff like that in it just to show that, you know, he uses this gun. It's not brand new off the assembly line. It's got a nice strap to it. It's a little small, and I'm not too keen on how it clips up here towards the barrel. I mean, like, I tried putting it around him and, you know, stuff like that, and it looked really awkward. So I'd say the best position to have the gun is going to be in his hand. So let's try that out. So there it is right there, and it looks super awesome. It's badass, man. And again, gotta commend Neca for putting those swivel joints right there in the elbows. It helps you to position that gun just right. So he's got his left hand gripped on the barrel of the grenade launcher. He's got his right hand right there on the trigger. Totally awesome. I absolutely love this Dutch. My only complaints about it were basically they're my own, you know. They're not really anything I think a lot of other people would complain about. I'm not a big fan of the cigar, but it's okay. The only two legitimate complaints that I have were just the eye was off a little bit and the grenades were too small. So Dutch is easily a 9.5 out of 10. Great sculpt, absolute amazing likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. I mean, I've seen some Terminator figures too that were really good looking, but they just didn't really look entirely like Arnold. This looks exactly like Arnold. It's amazing. I love all the weapons too and the detail that they put into all of his pouches and stuff. You know, you got your machete, your knife, your pistol, and your M16 with a grenade launcher. Totally awesome. So yeah, Arnold or Dutch is a 9.5 out of 10. Absolute must-buy. Alright, so let's get to the real star of the movie, the Predator. This is my absolute favorite version of the Predator. I always thought the first version of him was perfect. The second one was really cool. I liked the tiger stripe design on it that it had, but to me this one was just so classic and it was so awesome. Basic bare bone Predator weapons with the wrist blade and with the plasma caster here. Awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this guy. They nailed it. The look of the Predator is amazing. I loved just the basic helmet that these things have. And a lot of the other new films, they put like teeth and weird eyes on the Predator mask, and I'm not too big a fan of that. Just this classic look is great, and just the detail they put into the mask where parts of it are, you know, worn out and stuff, and he's got like a little chip mark up there on the top. And then he's got the little three-eyed laser sight thing going on there. Really cool. Love the detail work they put into the dreadlocks as well. That's amazing. You can see some little paint defects in there, but you know, nothing too bad. Nothing that can't be fixed. So that's really simple. Texture work on here is amazing too. The skin feels awesome. The design in the armor is really basic, but it's weathered and it looks really cool. Let's go ahead and take off the plasma caster real quick. It's very, very good. These little bones and stuff that he's got wrapping around him for his necklace, and you know, just these stringed up little animal skulls are really cool. You know, just basically shows you what he ate for lunch this day. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this is all the little snacks that he has. More than likely, this is from a snake, like a huge snake. That'd be awesome. Watching a predator fight the anaconda. You tried to kill Jennifer Lopez. You must pay. Anaconda was a shitty film with Jennifer Lopez, and Ice Cube, and John Boyd. Lots of people were in that movie. Owen Wilson was in that goddamn movie. And he died. In a really cool way. I think you got to see him be sort of digested. It was cool. Alright, I'm just digressing again. Here's the Predator's wrist blade. It's weird. I've never been too big a fan of how these wrist blades have looked, to where, you know, it's here, and then it just goes out a little bit. It'd be nice if it could retract in a little bit more, but you know, for what you do get, it does have that motion, so it's awesome. Mine are, of course, are a little just uneven, so you know, I'm just trying to bend it, get it to match up a little bit better. Let's see, that looks pretty good. Thumbs up, brother. And, you know, it's got some tubing and stuff going around this arm, because this arm's got a little bit more armor plating to it, and it's got a tube that attaches from here to there. And I like that these shoulder pieces are a soft rubber or really soft plastic. It just helps with the articulation and the posability and stuff like that. It's very, very nice design. He's got his other little Vambrace wrist guard thing right here, that of course houses the self-destruct mechanism. It's got more tubage going on. And this hand is completely opened, because he's doing an Undertaker pose, or whatever. It's very cool. It's an intimidating look, you know. Just, you know, seeing these claws come at you, and pretty sharp and pointy. I think I would have preferred another closed fist, or an interchangeable hand. That'd be nice. His tunic down here, and his little, you know, crotch guard, and his hip plates and stuff like that, all really, really nicely done. So he's got his cool shin guards down here, and his nice little Predator feet here. I always thought these were kind of cool looking, you know. You would expect it to be like the hands or something where they web out or whatever, but his feet are they look really durable and stuff like that, you know. You don't want to get kicked by those things. And then I like it how there's like little bits of like sharp claws and stuff sticking out there. There's some texture work in there too. And then there's other little plating right there at the top, because I guess that's probably where the Predator Achilles heel is. It's right there, so they gotta protect it. So yeah, totally awesome. This Predator looks amazing. Let's get into the plasma caster real quick. Nice, nice, nice design. I love the black weathered look going on there. This thing moves around very good. It's pretty small too. You know, so much destruction from a small little thing. It's like the noisy cricket from Men in Black, although I think this thing trumps it by far. You know, can You can dance too. I'm blue, ba ba dee ba da da. Sorry, I got that song stuck in my head because I watched Iron Man 3 this weekend. Awesome movie. Totally worth it, and that was in the beginning of it. Spoilers. Okay, so yeah, Plasmacaster is awesome. It's got two little notches right there. Oh, sorry. It's got two little notches right there and right there. Let's see. And then they just go in right here and right there. So you just put that one there. And that one goes right there. And again, with the dreadlocks, you know, doesn't block the movement or anything like that. And it looks good. You know, it's not very sturdy or anything like that, so if the figure fell, it would definitely pop off. But the fact that they included a removable plasma caster is totally awesome. Let's take it off real quick. So we're going to go into articulation. Predator's head can move 360 if you wanted to. Necklace doesn't hinder articulation at all. It can go up and down, telling me, yes, yes, buy my figure, buy my figure. Cool. No diaphragm joint. Does rotate at the waist. Can rotate his arm all the way around, on this one at least. Does have that single bend in the elbow, so you know, it can do a decent pose and stuff like that. It does swivel as well, just like Dutch's. Wrist goes 360, and it does pivot in and... Oh, sorry. I'm way off there. Alright, wrist goes 360, if you want it to. It does pivot really good. See, this one you definitely could do at 360, but, you know, tubage, you don't want to ruin it. The leg joints in mine are a little loose. Like, it was really hard posing him for a couple of my shots just because of how loose these were. So that's a bit of a disappointment. Can go out that way and that way really easily. You know, you can move it out that way too. Again, you got to command Neca for at least putting those joints in there. Just, it's a shame mine are rather loose. This one does have double jointed knees. Look at that. Those are cool. Good on you guys. Let's see. I'm not seeing any rotation in there. He can rotate at the upper hip though. He does have a cool little ankle rock there in his feet. Feet do go 360. And they can move up and down with relative ease. I mean, look at that. He's just, you know, going along with the beat. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Alright. This wave was to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the first Predator movie, and I think they absolutely nailed it. So, Predator, I'm going to give him to a 9.5 out of 10. So the only two really big complaints I had about the Predator figure were just the loose joints in the hips, and I wish the Plasmacaster was a little bit more sturdy for like posing it and stuff like that. It does tend to pop off rather easily. I know I did mention I wasn't too big a fan of how these don't retract all the way in, but that's not a big deal at all. But again, looks just like the original Predator, and I absolutely love the look. I'm glad that they went with a mask look instead of, you know, a bare face, because I think the mask is super awesome. Detail in the figure is amazing. Paint is absolutely beautiful, almost perfect, just a couple spots in the dreadlocks, but hey, that's fixable. Articulation on it was really, really good, just not in the joints because they were really loose. But just the design choices that they're making on these figures, I'm all for it. I mean, you don't lose anything in sculpt, really, and the articulation is really well done. So, I highly recommend both of these figures. They're both 9.5 out of 10s. If you see them, pick them up. You won't be disappointed, guys. Alright, this is Chase from Burnoutinc saying, get these figures, watch Predator, enjoy. See you guys next time.